Hey everyone, welcome to my channel if you're new, or welcome back if you're not. So for today's video I have a full face makeup tutorial for you on this look that I'm wearing right now. And it is this dark smoky purple eye blended out into like pinks and peaches, a peachy nude lip and the full face. Obviously I actually only added the highlight at the very end in the outro because I completely forgot highlight, but I really like that highlight that I added. As always, down in the description box you will find a link to the corresponding blog post for this video, and there you'll find a full list of all the products I've used as well as more pictures and stuff, so do check that out if you're interested. So with all of that said, let's jump into the tutorial. So I started by prepping my eye with a bit of primer potion from Urban Decay and some soft ochre paint pot from MAC that'll just prevent creasing and also block out any pigmentation. The first shadow I'm using is from Inglot number 314, and it's a nice corally peachy colour, and I'm using that as my top shade, so my very top transition colour, and I'm buffing that high into the crease up towards the brow and blending that out to remove any harsh edges. And I'm also taking that under the eye and taking it nice and low because it's going to be my bottom transition colour under the eye. The next shade down I'm using then is Love Letter from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this one is from the Modern Renaissance palette. So this is a nice bright vibrant kind of magenta, and that's going into the crease again but then blending into that corally peachy shade. Again, I'm popping this under the eye but a little bit higher up. Finally, for the crease I'm taking a medium purple shade. This one is from an Inglot Rainbow Pan, and that's going deeper into the crease, so a little bit lower down, and blending then into that pink shade. So we're getting a nice gradient of colour. Then for my darkest shade I'm using Inglot's 308, which is a deep blackened purple, and I'm packing that all over the moving lid. I've then switched to a blending brush and I picked up just a little bit extra of that dark purple shade to help blend out those edges and blend the dark purple into those crease shades. And then from here I'm just touching up my crease shade, so I'm taking a little bit of that medium purple and again helping to blend out that darker purple. And then a little bit of that bright pink shade, and then I'll follow that up with a little bit of the peach shade around the top. And this is just to make sure that I'm not losing my colours in the blending, which can happen, so I'm just touching it up to make sure you can still see them all. So next I'm coming back down to the lower lashes, and I'm taking a little bit of that deep purple that I used on the lid and running that right along the lash line on the tip of a shader brush. And then just like I did on top, I'm touching up the other colours, so I'm going in with my bright pink, and then I'll go in with a little bit of the peach. The only shade that we didn't use underneath that we used on top was the medium purple. Then for liner, I'm just taking a little bit of this black Body Shop gel and applying that into my lower waterline, and then I'll also run a little bit of that along the top lash line, just right into the roots to get a nice bit of blackness along the lash line. And then once I have that, I'll take a black shadow on an angled brush. This one is from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'll run that along the lash line, just basically kind of blending up from the gel that I laid down in the lash roots. And this is just to intensify the darkness and the blackness along the lash line without doing like a graphic winged liner or anything. Then I'm using the Ascension 05 lashes from Elevation Lashes, applying them with a little bit of dark duo glue, and this is what they look like on. So onto the brows, I'm going back to my Kat Von D palette and taking Celios, which is a dark brown, on a sharp angled brush, and I'm first outlining the underneath of my brow just to get in the shape where I need it. Then I'll use my brush to create little hair strokes to fill in the front of the brow and the body of the brow. And then I'll move to the top of the brow where I want to add a little bit more body to my arch. So I'll go in and just kind of draw that out. And then I'll fill that in, but I want it to be clean in the shape, but nice and feathery and natural in the body of it, so it's not too blocky and completely filled in. So when I was filling in, then I was making sure I just use short strokes so that it did look a little more natural. And then I took a spoolie and ran that through it again just to soften it out and to remove any harsh lines. For the face, I'm using my matte face base from Kiko as my primer. For my foundation, I'm mixing my Estee Lauder Double Wear Max with my L'Oreal True Match. For my under eyes, I'm first going in with a corrector, so this is kind of an orangey salmony shade, and I'm just patting that on with my finger over those areas where I have any kind of blue tones or darkness showing through. Then I'm taking a concealer in a lighter shade to brighten up, and I'm applying that under the eye area and bringing it up onto the cheekbone and down towards the cheek, and then I'll also apply it into the centre of the face to highlight as well. And then I'll buff all of that in so that it blends into the foundation. And then my concealer had come up a little bit higher than I wanted, so I had to go back in and just touch up the shadow underneath my eye to make sure that was nice and vibrant still. To set, I use my favourite Stay Matte transparent pressed powder and use that all over the skin, pressing it in so that I'm not moving any of the product underneath. For contour, I first went in with Inglot's 507 Sculpt Powder. This is kind of a warmer shade, so I went under the cheekbones and around the hairline with that just to add some warmth first. And then I went in with the shade 510, which is much cooler and will give more of a shadowy sculpted look. So again, I hit the cheekbones and hairline area and also took it under my jaw. I took this muted kind of soft pink blush from a Makeup Revolution palette and applied that to the apples of the cheeks and blended backwards. I went for quite a soft blush because I had quite a lot of those kind of pinky colours in the eye, so I didn't want to contrast with that, so I used a lighter blush that I could kind of build up to the point that I wanted. For my lips, I first went in with a pink lip liner all over, but I would actually just go straight in with the lipstick if I was to do it again. So the lipstick I'm using is MAC Peach Stock, which is a nice peach colour. I went all over with that. Because my lips are so dry and chapped at the moment, they needed a gloss, so I went to my favourite Rimmel Oh My Gloss, and this is in the shade Non-Stop Glamour. It's just really soft on the lip and you can feel the oils in it, and it gives a beautiful shine. And this is the finished look. I really like how it came out. I hope you do too. And I just realised I forgot highlight. Okay, hang on, we'll do that right now. So I'm just going to use that blush palette that I've used for the blush, and I'm going to take this highlight shade on the end, the lighter one, because we can't... Oh, that's really pretty. Oh, I like that a lot. I'm glad I chose that one. It's like a pink duochromeness to it. But yeah, we couldn't leave the look like that without a key element. Okay, so as I was saying, this is the finished look. I do like how it came out, and I'm feeling the little bit of extra drama in the lash. I like this lip colour. I only got the Peach Stock lipstick recently, so I like how it looks, except with my really chapped lips, it needed gloss on top, but I like the end result. So I hope you do too, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That just lets me know that you enjoyed, and it also helps out my channel a lot. And you can also subscribe to my channel to see more videos from me if you would like to. So with all of that said, thank you so much again, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.